Thank you so much for taking the time to watch our videos. So the main reason that we're doing these short videos is just to try and give bite-sized clips and hopefully informative to try and take some of the stress out of the unknown that's associated with the new legislation. On an almost daily basis, I'm taking calls from our landlords who are understandably very concerned about the changes that are going to be made with the Renters' Rights Bill, and also the implications that will hold for them as landlords. The Renters' Rights Bill is the largest legislative change since 1988 when the Housing Act was brought in, so undoubtedly the rental industry is in for a very, very significant shake-up. So what we're wanting to look at today is what the key changes are and what they may or may not mean for landlords. So we're going through step by step. So number one is end of no fault evictions. So what does this mean? So landlords will no longer be able to evict tenants without having a specified reason. This means that it's to give tenants greater security. Now, in our experience in the rental market, it's very unusual for a landlord to want to give notice to a tenant without there being a significant reason. Usually it's down to change of circumstances and a landlord requires their property back. So what we're waiting to see is what the end format and what the new notices will look like, so that we can work with our landlords, because there are times when your circumstances change and you do require the property back. So we just need to learn what that format is going to look like, and so that we are able to guide you and work with you, so that should you need a vacant possession of your property, you are able to get the property back. So the next that we're looking at is number 2, which is improved tenancy agreements. So the reason this has been put in place is to standardise tenancy agreements. So it's in the hope to make them clearer and more accessible for tenants, so that they have an understanding of the legal agreement that they are entering into. So number 3 is enhanced rights for tenants. So the new legislation on a whole is incredibly weighted towards tenants. So this has been brought in so that tenants can have the right to request repairs and improvements, and landlords will be they'll be required to meet certain standards of their properties. Now, it's my experience that landlords actually want to keep their properties to a standard, so that's something that wouldn't really be an impact for our clients that we work with. So number 4 that we'll be looking at is greater transparency. So the bill aims to ensure that tenants are informed about their rights and that landlords understand their responsibilities, as well as tenants understanding their legal responsibilities as well. So it's so that each party understands what they are legally entering into and what they should be doing to uphold their side of the tenancy. So number 5 is regulation of the private rental sector. So the bill may introduce measures to regulate the private rental sector, and it is looking likely that this is going to include licensing for private landlords. Again, we are waiting to see what this format will or won't look like, but at the moment we are looking that it's looking very likely for landlords to require licensing. Number 6 is for supporting vulnerable tenants. So this provision has been put in place aimed to protect vulnerable tenants and ensure that they are receiving the support that they may need when entering into a tenancy. Number 7 is improved processes for resolving disputes. So this has been put in place to hopefully streamline processes. If there is a dispute between a landlord and tenant, then it's hopefully putting in measures in place to make that whole process for resolution easier between each party. Again, we don't yet know what that will look like, but that is another part of the bill. So these changes are being brought in place to apparently create a fairer rental market and enhance tenant security, and to improve housing conditions. Now, what stage are we currently at in the process? So initially they had said that it was going to be in by summer. Obviously that's not happened. Now the next stage is July 1st. The Renters Reform Bill will enter into the report stage in the House of Lords, and this involves further scrutiny of the bill, and it gives the opportunity for peers to propose any amendments that may be put in place. So the government has set aside provisionally 3 dates that are in schedule at the moment. So the first, as I said, is the 1st of July, then the 7th of July, and then the 15th of July. Now, obviously, these will result in changes and amendments being made to the bill. We will obviously be, as the information comes through to us, we will be keeping you informed and updated. If there's any area of the Renters' Rights Bill that you are concerned about or you feel may impact you and you're uncertain of it, then feel free to just drop us a message or give us a call, and we will do our absolute best to guide you through with the information that we have so far. Thank you so much for watching.